Okay, hello everybody, welcome. This is a Verbling writing class and my name's Teacher Amy, and today we're going to be writing about 2015, which is a bit of an unusual topic maybe, but I thought it might be interesting to write about something that you find interesting, something that has impacted your life, maybe something you find a bit strange or exciting or whatever you like about life right now this year. Is there anything that's happened this year that has been big for you or for the world? What do you think about what's going on? There's a lot of stuff happening in different places, good and bad. So write about something that's happening or has happened so far in 2015. And while we're just waiting for a couple more people to get here, if you would like to check out my Verbling teacher page or any of the other Verbling teacher pages, the link is in the chat box. You can attend any of the classes or private tutoring one-on-one sessions from the Verbling teacher page, and you can also find out lots more about any of the teachers, so it's a really good place to go. We're going to say hello. Who do we have here? We have the lovely Julian. Welcome back, Julian.
Hi, Amy. Nice to see you again.
You too. What's the biggest thing that's happened in your life so far this year?
I have I took a loan 2 years ago for a study for do a postgrad course, and I finished to pay this year this loan. It was a very great because it's
awesome.
Other success in my life.
Yeah, congratulations.
It was a great inversion for my life.
Investment.
Investment, yes, thank you.
No worries. All right, thank you. That's awesome. So you don't have to write about that, but it was just something to get you started, so welcome. John, hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to you, and tell us about the biggest thing that's happened in your life this year so far.
It's difficult to choose, but I think I went to Thailand at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, awesome. Was it a holiday?
Yeah, no, I just booked I found this trip in the internet. I say, why no? And I went to Thailand, to Simini Islands, and it was amazing.
Brilliant.
I dived there, and it was amazing. I think, yes.
Okay. Oh, am I still there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
But for some reason I've frozen in a rather unattractive position, or you guys can enjoy that. All right, so that sounds like a great holiday, something really positive and fun. So awesome. Anna, how about you? Hello. Are you there?
Hello. Yes, I'm here. I was the first to arrive.
Yes, I noticed that. You're making up for last class.
Okay. Ali just joined us now. Nothing interesting happened to my life this year.
So far. There's still September, well, some of September, October, November, and December to go, Anna.
Yes.
All right, so I'll be interested to see what you choose to write about. Good to have you, as always. Some interesting writing, I'm sure. And Ali, hello. Are you there, Ali?
Hello.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I'm. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Ali, tell us about this year for you. Has anything significant happened to you?
Not significant that sort of.
No problem.
Just,
That's all right.
it was a usual year.
Been a usual year.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you never know. We've still got 3.5 months left, so something significant may happen. Yep. So I'm going to share the document with you, everybody. If you just click on the link that you should find in the Google chat, you can enter the document and start your writing. So I've given you a little bit of an introduction just to give you some ideas. Just type your name, start your writing, I'm going to give you about 20 minutes today because we haven't got too many students to do corrections for. And I'll see you in 20 minutes to read through and correct what you've written. So enjoy. If you have any questions, just ask because I'll be right here. Oh, and I'll just welcome Jose. Jose, you've just joined us,
Hello.
so feel free to come into the document and start your writing. Our topic today is 2015.
Okay.
About 5 to 10 more minutes, everybody. Okay, everybody, it might be start to just read through your writing a little bit and make any corrections, and another 5 more minutes just to finish off. Okay, almost ready, guys. Just a couple more minutes, so make all of those final corrections, and then we're going to start correcting together. All right, Julian, off you go. Let me just have a look, see if I can find yours. That's right at the top. Cool, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, really, I have to go. Sorry.
No problem.
Because I like so much these classes. Okay. Just now, the world runs more faster than the preceding years. Many facts all of this behavior. Among these factors, we could find the technology, the new world order, the new customs, the social and political change that have made at the last decades, like women empowerment, the definition and recognition rights for LGTB community, the establishment of European Union, the growing up of China and other big Asian countries. In this way, do a worst tendency prediction, no, it's a easy work. Nevertheless, I will try to show you some of these tendencies. At first, the worldwide oil reserve able to use for energy supply is going down. Associated with that, the enhanced awareness about the climate change and the responsibility of the human race in the accelerated planet warming gives to the alternative energy source the technologies and new dimensions and importance. And they will become the most important subject for the development and research for countries, governments, universities, and companies around the world in the next years.
Awesome, thank you, Julian. Yeah, you've mentioned a couple of things that I think are really distinctive about the lifestyle that we lead right now. So, awesome. Let's just make a few corrections. So, just now, the world runs... I think I like the way you've put runs faster, but we don't need more because we already have faster.
Okay.
So, faster is the same as more fast, but we don't say more fast, okay? Just now the world runs faster than, I'd say in preceding years is better.
Okay.
And we need a full stop here, or we need a semicolon. I'd say just a full stop simpler. And because this is a new sentence, just have it by itself. Many facts allow for this behavior. It's like the facts give space to the new behavior.
Yeah.
Among these factors, don't forget it's plural, we could find, I think we can find, it's better, we can find technology. We don't need the because you're just giving me general concepts really. So technology, the new world order, new customs, social and political changes that have been made in the last decades, like women's empowerment, the definition and recognition of rights for the LGTB community, because it's the specific community this time. The establishment of the European Union, again it's a specific. The growing up of China, the growing up, I love that. We usually use growing up for children.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of cute to say the growing up of China. Maybe a better one would be development, because if you were Chinese,
Okay.
you might feel a bit offended. The development of China.
Or maybe only growing?
Oh, the growing of China? Yeah, the growing could be fine as well.
Okay.
And other big Asian countries. Asian because it's a nationality adjective, you should use a capital. In this way, do a world's tendencies prediction is not... Okay, so to do. To do, it would be better, I think, because it sounds a bit funny to say world's tendencies prediction, to say a prediction about world tendencies. Because you've got two words together, and if you're trying to make them both modify prediction, it sounds a bit too complicated, Julian. So in this way, to do a prediction about world tendencies is not an easy job. A job is like a task. Work is like the thing that you go to every day to earn money, okay?
Okay.
So if you're talking about this, which is one particular task, then we can say job. Nevertheless, I would try to show you some of these tendencies. Don't forget these is the plural. I will, because you're about to do it, right? At first, the worldwide oil reserves able to use for energy supply is going down. Yep. So maybe at first is slightly different from firstly. If you say at first, what you mean is something that happened before other things happen. But if you say firstly, it's the first of some points that you're going to mention, okay?
Okay.
So I think you mean firstly here. The worldwide oil reserves able to be used for energy supply, or for our energy supply, are, because it's reserves in the plural, are going down. Full stop. Associated with that is, nice little construction, the enhanced awareness about climate change and the responsibility of the human race in the acceleration. If you're going to say the noun, you can say in the acceleration, or in accelerating, if you want to use the verb. Planet warming gives to the alternative energy sources and technologies a new dimension and importance. Yeah, but in English we would tend to put gives a new dimension and importance to the energy sources and technologies, okay? And they will become, just going to do that so that I don't get confused what I'm doing. They will become the most important subject for development and research. Yep, that's correct. We usually say research and development because we shorten it to R&D. But development and research is okay. So countries, governments, universities and companies around the world, we tend to say over the next few years, just to sound really natural. But well done, Julian. Awesome. Any questions?
No, I don't have questions.
Thank you. Great work. If you need to go, we'll see you later. Have a great weekend.
Okay, thank you, Amy. Goodbye.
Thanks.
Have a good
Bye.
weekend. Goodbye.
I will.
Okay.
Thank you. See ya.
See you.
All right, guys, who would like to go next?
Me?
Okay, Jose it is. So let's find your writing. Here we are. Off you go, Jose.
Yes. The most important thing I happened to me was to be on holidays. Holidays give us a break from our routine and help us to refresh ourselves and come back to work with renewed energy. I spent a whole week with my family at the beach. During holidays, there are no rules for getting up in the morning and going to school, coming back home, having lunch, playing for a short while I then completing the home working holidays. I am my own rules. I could manage whatever I wanted. I could play with my children. I could visit places, pursue my hobbies, and feel relaxed. After working hard along the year, I was willing for the holidays. Summer holidays are eagerly awaited by every people. We played indoor games, outdoor games, and we also were walking along the beach. After a good night sleeping is truly to drink a cup of coffee, a cup of coffee in the morning beside the beach in the pleasant weather. I read some history books during my summer holidays and enjoyed every moment of it. We went together to the beach and we watched some films. I had a nice time during my holidays, and I also keep some time for my friends. I was keeping in touch with them using new technologies. I usually use WhatsApp to keep in touch with them. To me, the holidays were a little short, but it wasn't possible to be more time on holidays. Next year, I would like to spend much time with my family. Next year, I would like to go to abroad. No, I don't have thought about any specific place, but I think it would be a good idea to visit Italy. I would like to visit Italy because it has a lot of buildings well preserved, and I could do some enjoyable activities.
Wonderful. Okay, nice. I love some of the phrases that you've used about the summer holidays, Jose. So let's do some corrections. The most important thing that happened to me was to be on holidays. Holidays give us a break from our routine and help us to refresh ourselves and come back to work with renewed energy. Great, I think you should have that as your little intro, and then you can tell us what happened. So I spent, because we're now in the past tense telling about the actual holiday, describing the holiday, I spent a whole week with my family at the beach. During holidays, yeah, sure. But I would say that actually it's probably more common to say on holiday.
On holiday.
What did you do on holiday? Yeah? On holiday there are no rules for getting up in the morning, woohoo, and going to school, coming back home, having lunch, playing for a short while, and then completing the home working holidays? What do you mean here, Jose?
For a short while and then completing the home working holidays.
What do you mean exactly by home working holidays?
The home working holidays? Home working holidays for the.
So you mean? Do you mean staying at home?
Along the year, I am working. Yes, yes.
Ah, okay. So you mean staying at home instead of going on holiday to somewhere? Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So what you're saying is there are no rules for all of these things, right?
Okay.
So I'm just a bit confused about completing. Are you saying completing the home or homework or
having a paying for a side one and then completing the home working holidays. During the year, I am working and after that I would like to have some summer holidays.
Ah, okay, so you're talking about all of the activities. Okay, so I think we need to change it because it's a bit confusing.
Okay,
so,
yes.
On holiday, there are no rules for getting up in the morning, no rules for going to school, no rules for coming back home, no rules for having lunch, no rules for playing for a short while. Is this what you do when you get home from work?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I think we should just delete this part here because what you're really saying is there's no rules for anything, right? Because you go on to explain about more things later, and I think that probably is a really nice little section that reminds you that you can do whatever you like. I am my own rules, yay! I can, because you're talking about something in general,
yes.
yeah? I can manage
Okay.
whatever I want.
Okay.
For example, and now you can use, you don't have to say for example, I'm just putting it there to help
Okay.
illustrate the tense.
Yes.
Ah, what on earth? I clicked on a bookmark, sorry. Go back. Oh, and it's disappeared. Try. Right. Sorry, Jose, I don't know what's going on here. I'm having a
No worry.
moment of internet weirdness. Just a sec, I think the page is loading.
Okay. The page is loading. Yes.
Very slowly, though. Come on. Honestly, in the middle of Jose's writing, I was just getting stuck into it. What's happening? Okay. Let's see if I can do this again. Open Sesame. What's happening to you? Sorry, Jose, this is rather frustrating. Okay, I'm going to switch over because I don't know what's happening with that browser. It's having a bad moment. I've got it here, so here we go. Right, back down to away. Jose. Perfect. All right, so here we are. For example, is what I was saying. And then you can say, yes, I could play with my children, I could visit places, pursue, because you're using I could. That already puts you into a different tense, so you don't need to put past tense for the rest of your verbs. So pursue my hobbies and feel relaxed. Okay?
Okay.
After working hard along the year, throughout the years better, throughout the year, I was willing for the holidays. I think willing is probably not the word that you want here, Jose. I would say I was keen or I was looking forward to. Keen for?
Okay.
Because willing is a bit kind of not very strong. And I think probably after the whole year you're quite excited, right?
Okay.
Some holidays are eagerly awaited by every people. No, by everybody. Right, so now you tell us what you did. We played indoor games, outdoor games, and we also walked because it was, you know, a finished event. I'd say walked along the beach. After a good night's sleep is what we tend to say in English. A good night's sleep. Is truly is not a good choice of words here because you need to say truly something. Truly is like an intensifier, so truly wonderful or truly enjoyable. Would you like to put like another adjective down here?
Is
Truly heaven?
I don't know. It's truly. I have to think about another adjective.
Yeah, because truly is an intensifier. It makes something more, but you haven't got anything to make more
It's
of.
truly enjoyable, or
Yes, perfect. So truly is sort of like really or very, one of those. Truly enjoyable to drink a cup of coffee in the morning beside the beach in the pleasant weather. Couldn't agree more, Jose. I read with an A some history books during my summer holidays and enjoyed every moment of it. We went together to the beach and we watched some films. I had a nice time during my holidays and I also kept some time. Yep, sometime is like now and again when you connect those, but some time is like when you're talking about time, okay?
yeah.
I was keeping in touch with them using new technologies. I usually use WhatsApp to keep in touch with them. To me, the holidays were a little short, but it wasn't possible to spend more time on holidays?
Okay.
Probably to spend any more time on holidays because you'd already used up all your time. Next year, I would like to spend more time with my family, or a lot of time. Next year doesn't need a capital. I would like to go abroad. Now I don't have thought. Now I don't have any idea about a specific place. But I think it would be a good idea to visit Italy. Have you been before to Italy, Jose?
No.
Neither have I. I would like to visit Italy too. I'd like to visit Italy because it has a lot of buildings well-preserved, a lot of well-preserved buildings. And I could do some enjoyable activities. Brilliant! Do you understand all the corrections I've made?
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. Thank you, Jose. Well done.
Okay.
Right. Jean, would you like to go next?
Yeah. Yes. Sorry.
Well, okay, off you go.
Let me switch my. Okay. Traveling to Thailand. 1 year ago, I was reviewing my email when I received a mail with an excellent deal to travel to Thailand. At this moment came to my mind a documentary about an ancient ruins that always I had wanted to visit. And I thought, why not? After compare the cost to do this travel by myself against the deal, I made the decision to take the deal and make of Thailand my next travel destination. 1 week before the travel, I was reviewing everything were in order and ready to the trip when I realized that the ruins that I want to visit were not located in Thailand, actually. Those ruins are located in Cambodia. Unfortunately for me, my visa didn't allow me access to Cambodia. It was a little logistic mistake, but I was determined to enjoy my travel, doesn't matter this logistic problem. After almost 25 hours flying, finally I arrived to Phuket, where I took a liveaboard, which took me during 5 days into incredible dives on some of the most beautiful places in the world.
Wow, awesome. Are you a diver? I think I remember talking to you about diving before, Jean.
Yeah.
Okay, that's such a funny story. Is this true? You thought that you were
Yes, it's true.
I'm imagining that you wanted to go to.
Yeah, I don't remember the name.
No, neither do I.
Yes,
I know which place you're thinking of. I can't think of the name, but it's the ancient Cambodian temple.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. But in Thailand they have some ruins that looks like the same, but they're not the same. It was amazing. The travel was amazing. I have a lot of other histories. Angkor. Yes.
I think it's called that. Is it something? Yeah.
Yes, it is. Place.
All right. Oh, that's
a little mistake.
It wasn't just a minor mistake there.
Yeah.
Jean. All right. Well done. I'm glad you ended up having a nice holiday anyway, though, I hope.
Yeah. Well, it was amazing. I discovered Thailand has one of the best beaches in the world.
Yeah, definitely.
It's amazing. Yeah. Really
All right. I'm very glad to hear that. What a disappointment finding out that you got the wrong country.
Yeah, it was the next country, but I have now I have an excuse and I can come back and visit Cambodia.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So 1 year ago, I was reviewing my mail, and then you don't start a new sentence because this is part of it, right? When I received a mail with an excellent deal to travel to Thailand. At this moment, a documentary came to my mind about some ancient ruins, because ruins is plural, right? That I always have wanted to visit. That I have always wanted to visit. And I thought, why not? Don't need a full stop because this is still a full stop as well, okay?
Okay.
After comparing After the word after or the word before, we use ing, okay?
Okay.
After comparing the cost of doing this, this trip is like the noun, okay? Travel's the verb.
Okay.
I myself against the deal. With, really, because if you say against, it sounds a bit funny, like you're in kind of conflict with it or something.
Okay.
I made the decision to take the deal and make Thailand my next travel destination. Cool. 1 week before the trip, same reason, I was reviewing that everything was in order. Everything's like a singular, okay? Even though it means more than one thing, it's a bit silly, but grammatically it's singular. Everything was in order and ready for the trip. This is the same thing. So if you're going to use when, keep it in the same sentence, okay? When I realized that the ruins I wanted to visit were not located in Thailand. I think we need an exclamation mark here. Actually, those ruins are located in Cambodia. Oh no! Unfortunately for me, my visa didn't allow me access to Cambodia. Perfect. It was a little logistical mistake.
Okay.
What am I doing? But I was determined to enjoy my trip, no matter this logistical problem. Brilliant. After almost 25 hours flying, that's a long way, finally I arrived in Phuket, where I took what's a live aboard?
What is it's basically a boat, but live aboard is like concept. You basically go take the ship and live aboard the ship for 5 years, 5 days, 10 days.
A live aboard. Sorry.
Okay.
So, as in you live aboard the ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you put a hyphen, that makes more sense to me.
Okay.
Which took me 4 or 5 days. 4 or 5 days into incredible dives on some of the most beautiful places in the world. So you were on a ship for 5 days diving around Thailand?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that sounds amazing, John.
Yeah.
So it was definitely worth getting the thing about Cambodia wrong.
Yeah.
All right. Brilliant. Thank you. Really lovely writing. I think Ali's disappeared, so we're on to Anna. You ready, Anna? Okay.
Nothing big and awesome happened to me this year in particularly. In fact, this year has been awful. The inflation come back to my country. The dollar is going through the roof, and I've read about a recession coming soon. At least I have a stable job, so I won't be unemployed. Thanks God my financial situation is not bad, even though it's not as good as it used to be a couple years ago. The last summer was hotter than usual, and the busiest city in my country, called São Paulo, went through a huge drought. A huge drought. The reservoirs were almost empty, and some people, even in other places besides São Paulo, had problems with water supply. I have a sister under my house, and I didn't have this problem. I had asked my boss to work in another place, and she allowed me. I thought it was going to be great, but the problem is that there are a lot of women working together, and gossip is something that cannot be avoided there. I really don't like gossiping. I've been working like a slave, taking many courses given by the City Hall about the Intersea and so forth. Sorry. When I have free time, that is in fact not free, I study English. I studied a lot, but I have a problem with my communication skill I must have since I'm not fluent in English. I feel that. I don't know how to please those people, native speakers, but I try. There are some exceptions though. I used to travel every year on vacation, and I bet I'm going to have another staycation next year because of the depreciation of our currency. Our president is awful. She was involved in a lot of schemes of corruption, like the bribery scheme that happened in Petrobras, the powerful oil rig company which opened a can of worms here and made people go to the streets and go on strikes, demonstrations, and so forth. But we have a slogan here: everything ends in pizza. It means that there is no punishment for politicians. We are wishing for an impeachment, sorry, but it isn't likely to happen. This year, I also hurt my back when I was working out because I was angry and I put a lot of dumbbells in a bar, not only to get rid of that feeling, but also to show off. I got the opposite of it. I've been lazy ever since. Every single day I promise my husband that tomorrow I'm going to hit the gym, but it's just always tomorrow. I still promise and I will tomorrow. Well, no matter if this year hasn't been one of the best, tomorrow is another day. The next year is going to be another year. I'm learning in this school called life, and I have some optimistic thoughts about the future and some hopes for my country. Related to the fact that I don't know how to please native speakers, I tell myself, even Jesus did not please everyone, so carry on studying and move on. I've been doing it, working, and trying to save some money. I hope 2016 is going to be a better one.
Anna, that's so entertaining. I love some of your phrases. Well done. Really good writing. Let's just make a few corrections, although not many to make. Nothing big and awesome happened to me this year in particular. In fact, this year has been awful. Sorry to hear that. The inflation, or not the inflation, inflation. Inflation came back to my country. The dollar is going through the roof, and I've read about a recession coming soon. At least I have a stable job, so I won't be unemployed. Thank God. My financial situation is not bad, even though it is not as good as it used to be a couple of years ago. The last summer was hotter than usual last summer. And the biggest city in my country, called Sao Paulo, we don't need to say called, you can just say Sao Paulo, went through a huge drought, and some people, even in other states, Sao Paulo. I have a sister under my house, and I work in another place, and she allowed me to. I thought it was going to be great, but the problem is that there are a lot of women working together, and gossip is something that cannot be avoided there. I really don't like gossip. I've been working like a slave, taking many courses. Maybe better just to say lots of. Many sounds a little bit formal in this particular piece of writing. Given. By this so forth. When I have free time, that in fact is not free, I study. But I have a problem with my communication skills, maybe. I must have, I think you mean, maybe. Since I am not pleasant in English. I feel that. I don't know how to please those people, native speakers, but I try. Vacation. Staycation next year. I love the staycation because our president is awful. She was involved in a lot of schemes of happened at Petrobras, the powerful here, and maybe demonstrations and so forth. I think we need to start a new sentence. We have a slogan here: everything ends in pizza. Which means that there is no punishment for politicians. We're wishing for an impeachment. We are hoping, but it is unlikely to happen. This year I also hurt my back when I was working out because I was angry and I put a lot on, not only to get rid of that feeling but also to show off. I got the opposite of it. I promised my husband that tomorrow I'm going to hit the gym, but it is always tomorrow. Well, no matter if this year hasn't been one of the best, tomorrow is another day. Yeah, just next year. I am learning. No, I am learning in this school called life, and I have some lots of hopes for my country. Related to the fact that I don't know how to please native speakers, I tell myself even Jesus did not please everyone, so carry on studying and move on. Great. I've been doing it, working and trying to save some money. I hope 2016 is going to be a better one. Hi. Mistakes and all of that writing. Well done. Really cool. I'm sorry that your year wasn't so good. So, screen share, something's happened. I'm going to have to say goodbye to you on this screen. So I hope you have a really lovely weekend. Thanks for some great writing.
The same to you.
See you next week.
Bye bye.
Bye guys.
Bye.